Dave made this beat.
Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 279. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy. Welcome back, SLAC fam. Let's get into it, my dog.
Yes, here we are, and we are on the eve of New Year's Eve, last show of the year, and we told y'all, we might just check in, we might just pop up whenever. We definitely wanted to get this done before everybody went out and did their partying and did their things for tomorrow, and and there's a lot of things to watch on TV and to look forward to, so we just decided to go ahead and just pop this one up live and go ahead and knock it out before Monday Night Football as well tonight. So if you're out there, thank you for joining us. Thank you for having your notifications on. I see Pops is in the building already. And if you're watching this later, of course, as always, we appreciate your support. We appreciate your comments. Bless you, my dog.
Appreciate you.
And so off we go. Strizzy, how you feeling today? Let's do a quick check-in.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm feeling great, man. I've had the last week and a day or so off from work, so I've just been chilling, enjoying my family time and the holidays with the kids. We went to Flagstaff for a little, 2 days, the day after Thanksgiving, after Christmas. So no snow, but it was super nice though. Like for me personally, like that's perfect winter weather. It's like and during the daytime, it's like low to mid 40s, but the sun's out, so it was beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? So we might have to go again once the snow starts falling, but it was gorgeous and just perfect family time for me and the girls, the family. And now we're getting ready for New Year's, man. How about you guys?
Yeah, man, that's what's up, dude. We got a great holiday. Luna's first Christmas. Santa came through, hooked her up, so she made the nice list, which we knew she would. But no, it was a good time. Just very chill. Just got to stay in the house all day. Had everything we needed right there, and just relax. So that was really cool. But I'm a little bit jealous, man, of the cabin feel. That sounds super dope. I think one of these years it'd be cool to just kind of like get away from it all. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of do something like that. So. I might have to figure out where if that was it like a rental, like an Airbnb type of thing, or like
it was like an Airbnb like cabin type feel, just all kind of like wooden fixtures. Like it was really dope. Definitely gonna stay there again. I think I found my Flagstaff spot, so it was
nice. That's what's up. Yeah, and this is the perfect time of year to kind of just get away up there. Still crisp and cold, but don't get snowed in yet. Because the snow, like you said, it'll be coming like probably later January and stuff.
Exactly.
Because for people don't know out there, Arizona does get all types of weather. We get the snow too, so
we get all 4 seasons.
Exactly. You just got to know where to find them. So that's what's up, man. I'm glad you had a good one though, and we hope all the slackers out there had a great time as well. We got Anthony Weston in the building. Yep. Thank you for having your notifications on as well. He said can't do the cold no more. Well, it gets cold in Dallas too. Shoot.
Real.
You got to be ready for it down there. But yeah, we hope you're doing good down there in Texas on both sides. So appreciate you being with us as always. Okay, we're going to do a quick show, knock some stuff out. And then later in the show, we are going to do our NFL picks for next week, the final week of the NFL season, which I can't believe it's here already. Pretty crazy. And then we'll also talk college football playoff bowl games as well. Get you guys ready for the second round of the college football playoff. For now, nothing too crazy for the NFL this week. It was kind of as we thought, except for the big one, the Colts falling flat with a playoff spot on the line and losing to the Giants. Strizzy, tell me, were you surprised by that score? It's like 43-30 or 43-30, 45-30?
I think the Giants went in overtime, no?
No, it was 45-33, yeah.
Oh yeah,
the overtime game was
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I picked the Giants to win. I just for whatever reason had a feeling. You already have one of the feelings where it's like the Colts should win this game. They have way more on the line, and Giants should definitely be looking towards the draft. But for some reason, my gut was like, nah, Giants somehow are going to, you know what I'm saying? The Lock kid's going to come through for some reason when he's not supposed to.
Yeah.
So like, am I surprised? Like, yeah, because like the Colts shouldn't have lost that game. You know what I mean? Joe Flacco did start that game. It wasn't Richardson. So, maybe that's a little bit of it, just kind of the some rust because he hasn't played in a couple of weeks. But they definitely should have won that game. They shouldn't have lost. But again, man, we always talk about any given Sunday. And the rookie looked really, really good. You know what I'm saying? He had, I think, 2 touchdown game, well over 100 receiving yards. And Drew Lock just came and balled out. You know what I'm saying? He might have saved Brian Dable's job, and he might get another 1-year deal out of it, depending on what they do in the draft or whatever. But yeah, man, it was crazy. It's, I'm sure Giants fans were excited, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's you see when these teams have nothing to play for, they're playing more freely and actually performing better, which is strange. You'd think you'd want to be able to, bottle that up and play when, from the beginning of the year. But sometimes going out there knowing like it doesn't really matter win or lose, you just get to free flow. Yep. And I agree with what you said about Locke is like we've seen he has potential everywhere he's gone. He's never really just getting that shot. And even earlier in the season when the Giants were playing my cousin Vinny, you know what I'm saying, when they were playing Danny DeVito, we're like, when they have Locke there, like Locke might be an upgrade when DeVito got hurt. So yeah, maybe he will get another chance. I would love to see it, honestly, because I always like that kid coming from Missouri and everything like that. We want to, but Anthony Weston reminds us that Giants had the number 1 pick. They might not now. It's crazy that they were so down low, and now the Patriots have a number 3, or they have only 3 wins, but they probably have a quarterback. The Browns, you never know with the Browns. They might be up there. The Titans also might be in the running for the number 1 pick. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that last week, who gets it. But I think that the Giants still have a great chance to get Shedeur Sanders and to draft a quarterback, just knowing that they'll be up there in the top 2 or 3 at least.
Shedeur Sanders also said that he doesn't want to play for Tennessee or Cleveland, which I do. I understand that. He wants to go to a bigger market, a bigger city. So that might work out for him, you know what I mean? But I'm just still not convinced on him, if I'm being completely honest. But I don't know. The draft class in general, quarterback-wise, is not looking very strong.
Yeah, I agree. They dropped to number 4. So right now it's looking like Patriots, Titans, Browns, Giants, Jags, Panthers, Jets. So still, it's very interesting to see. But for them to go from number 1 to number 4 on a game they probably shouldn't have won, it's like – like you said, though, they want to win, though. You're going out there, you don't necessarily want to tank.
Facts.
And you could probably still get your guy. So
yep. Especially if you're the quarterback. Why would I want to go out and play in a game and lose on purpose? Essentially, that's going to bring another player that's going to take my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way. I'm playing to win. I don't care what they told me.
Exactly.
I'm going to pick some poor plays for me to run because I'm still trying to win this game. You know what I mean? Like, stop it.
Exactly. Anthony Weston's funny, though. The Colts have the amazing ability to lose games they have no business losing, and the Giants the opposite. It's so weird. And the Raiders did do the same. They were in line for the number 1 pick for the majority of the season, and then over the last 3 weeks, they've gone from number 1 projected to now, like, I think 8th or 9th. So, but hey, it's kind of weird, though, that might change their fate, because I know Shedeur probably wanted to go number 1. That would have been pretty gangster to put that feather in your cap, but obviously, they probably won't be looking for a quarterback if it's the Patriots or some of those other teams. So
I think Antonio Pierce wants, he's trying to save his job. I think at the end of the day, like, no coach, especially when you're coming from like a bad team or a bad situation, you don't want to keep losing. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the organization or the front office is like, oh, well, we're going to find another coach. And it's like, but you guys asked me to tank. You know what I mean? Like, that's so. If I'm Antonio Pierce, I'm like, no, I'm trying to keep my job. We'll get a decent enough pick, and we'll see what we can do with it.
And that's what happened to homeboy Brian Flores.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. Want to welcome Mom to the show. She said, hi, guys. Happy New Year. Welcome to the show, Moms. Thank you for jumping on with us, and a Happy New Year to you. Pop says some quote-unquote expert said the Patriots should draft Sanders at number 1, trade Meal for a top 5 pick, draft Hunter, and hire his dad at head coach. Is this guy serious? Everybody could dream. If this was Madden fantasy type thing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. But to line all those things up is very improbable. But that would be kind of crazy to see Sanders come in and have his dad be the coach and somehow have Hunter on his team. But that would be crazy. Nick Wright said that. Yeah.
Sounds like something Nick Wright would say.
For sure. For sure. I mean, and I think too, like there is always that element of the shock jock, and there's people just be saying some outlandish things, but you know, in a dream scenario, maybe that would be cool. But definitely, though, you don't want to freaking get rid of Mayo already. I think he did a pretty good job, and
Yeah.
even
the
if you
Patriots
were,
need so much, man. Like,
yeah,
a lot of times, you know, like sometimes, like even I can be a little jump the gun on some of these kids. You know what I mean, on how they play. Like, I like the way Bryce has turned out, but I'm still not 100% set on him. Like, he played 2 great games against 2 really good teams, but I'd say these last couple of weeks have been really disappointing. But like Drake May has shown like some really good, you know, phases of play, but the Patriots, like, they have almost nothing on offense, almost nothing on defense, an unproven head coach. Like, I'd say give Drake May at least his 3rd season, man. You know what I mean? Like, he at least deserves that.
Yeah. Anthony West says May reminds me of Herbert. He kind of does as far as the physicality,
right,
and the zip on the ball. If he can just wrangle it all in and get an offensive coordinator that can really work with him to play within the script and to kind of put some plays around his abilities, I think he's going to be pretty good.
Dude, I'd love to see. I would love to see somebody like Brian Dable go to the Patriots and take over that team. Offensive-minded guy who's had so much success. He was on the Patriots before. He knows the way how they do things, and I just think he'd be a better fit there. I think the Giants is a crappy organization, and that's really kind of been his downfall because he was phenomenal in Buffalo. Obviously, he got a better quarterback there, but I think the Giants has really kind of messed up his name.
Yeah, I agree. I think it has, but if you look closely at them, even though their record doesn't show it, they're not bad. They've kind of overachieved for what they have, especially last year. So we'll see. Anthony West said her Patriots fan want Vrabel and bring McDaniels as OC back. See, they got to let go of the past. Even with Gerard Mayo, like you're still sticking with the same kind of thing. Like if you wanted to be rid of Belichick and you were tired of that, you got to go in an opposite direction.
Sure.
But I do think Vrabel is going to be a head coach somewhere next year. Maybe Dallas. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that was the big surprising result, in my opinion, from the first week. I mean, from last week's NFL. I do want to give a shout out to our boy Franklin. Looks like he's going to be at the top again this week with 14 picks right so far. And I think everybody picked Detroit tonight for Monday Night Football. So it looks like he will be at the top. But there was some movement on the year-long standings right now. Moms and I are tied for the first spot with, I believe it's Kelly and Trevor 1 spot behind us. So,
nice.
So it's going to be a race to the finish in this last week to see who wins the regular season crown. And also, speaking of Trevor, I got to give him reluctantly a shout-out. He beat me down in the SLAC league, in Strizzy, in your league. And mainly because Trey McBride went off, Adam Thielen went off. We had a couple really good performances from his main guys, but also because he had T. Higgins and I have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow kept throwing to T. Higgins. All of his 3 touchdowns went to T. Higgins. T. Higgins went off, scored 40 points by himself, and basically erased my quarterback. So every time I was like, Joe, please just throw it to Chase, please. Chase had like an 8-game touchdown streak. I was like, you got to get him one. Come on, and couldn't get it. So that was hard, but that's okay. I won 3 years in a row. I fell off. I came back to second place, so I'll work with that. That's all good. Can't win them all. But we'll circle back to NFL in a few minutes when we do our picks. But I did want to talk NBA a little bit really quickly. A couple of big things. The Lakers trade, I want to get everybody's thoughts on that. But I wanted to start actually with Mike Brown being fired by the Kings. I was really surprised by this, and I also don't like the way they did it. He was basically on his way driving to catch the team plane to head out on their next road trip, and they called him. I guess ownership made the decision like that afternoon. They're like, let's just be done with it. They called him when he's on the way to the plane. He's in the car on the way to the plane. They're like, by the way, don't get on the plane. Like, you out. I think that's just disrespectful. I think Mike Brown did a great job there. And yes, they had a 5-game losing streak. Yes, they weren't exactly achieving, but it's still so early in the season. So What did you think though? Were you surprised by that, or do you kind of agree with the direction? Maybe just not how they did it.
Oh, of course I was surprised. They just offered him an extension. Like they literally just gave the man an extension. So like I don't know. I feel like with guaranteed contracts, you just give a man an extension a couple months prior and then you fire him. Like I don't know. That's so weird to me. You know what I mean? And it's like this team has been the same for kind of the last like 3 seasons, but you added in DeRozan. So and Anthony kind of said DeRozan really doesn't fit there, and I think that's true. Like as much as like as good as DeRozan is, or upper mid tier, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't call him upper tier. I wouldn't really say he's mid. I'd say like upper mid tier player. He's kind of like a Carmelo Anthony type player. He kind of stops the offensive flow. You know what I mean? Like that's just how his game is. He's very He's a very kind of one-on-one type player. He's getting older, so he's not moving as fast as he probably once was, or high flying the way he once was. So like it takes time when you put in a big player of that caliber, right? You get another role player, all right, easy. Like you fit him in and you put him where where he can be. But DeRozan's more of a kind of an all-star, so it takes time for you to kind of get things moving. So I wasn't a really big fan of it. Obviously, the players got to play the game too, so you got to look at the players and kind of look at them to be like, are you guys performing the way we're supposed to? So I just feel like sometimes like the trigger to pull on firing a coach happens entirely too fast. Like the Kings are, coming off damn near playoff spots these last couple of years, and I mean, I don't know. It was too quick after the extension for me.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised by that, and like you said, with these guaranteed contracts, I know Mike Brown was probably shocked, and he wants to do a good job because he's a competitive type coach. But
yeah,
he's also probably like, all right, then good luck to y'all, because I don't know how you're going to do better than me right now, and
for sure.
I'm still going to get my paycheck. So
exactly.
I think it's just kind of weird though, but we'll see. I'm sure he'll land on his feet though. He always does, and he is a good like kind of hard nosed, more old school type of NBA coach in my opinion. So
yeah,
like Anthony Weston said, they had a good thing going, and who would they want to be their coach now? Like that's the thing. That's the weird thing about them. Like, and there's even some articles like saying, well, no one in the Kings organization really wanted to fire him. Well, then why'd you end up firing him? Like
exactly.
It's just kind of weird. I think it was a rash decision, especially when you're like this early in the season. So we'll see. Anthony Weston, they need to sell that team and move them to Seattle. I think they're going to end up moving them to LA. The Vegas. And it's going to be LeBron that buys the team, and they're going to be the Kings because that's his nickname. So that's what I'm thinking. I think LeBron is angling to have that Las Vegas team. Mark my words, man. In like by 2030, that's what we're going to see. It's not going to happen quick, but it'll happen. Other NBA things. The Heat. What happened with that the other day? Hero got into a little bit of a scuffle.
Yeah, so I was watching the game, and Miami was kind of, they were beating down the Rockets pretty good, and it was during an out of bounds pass play, and Amen Thompson was guarding Tyler Hero, who basically busted him up. I mean, bro ended I think with 28 points, 9 assists, and like 7 or 8 rebounds. Damn near had a triple double before he got ejected from the game for the fight, and I think Amen Thompson just kind of was in his feelings a little bit. He was pressing Tyler kind of hard, so Tyler gave him a kind of like a body push to go and get the inbounds play, and Amen Thompson didn't appreciate it too much, and they got in each other's faces, and then he like swung Tyler to the ground by his jersey. So then of course that set everybody off. But I don't think it was anything too crazy. You got one player who's should be an all-star this year, who's literally carrying Miami damn near by himself right now because Bam's been so inconsistent and Jimmy Butler's trash. But you know what I'm saying? But and then you got Amen Thompson, who's barely a role player. You know what I'm saying? So like you got someone who's probably telling you you're a role player or telling you you're trash or probably in your feelings a little more and you're losing. So I think that's pretty much all that happened. Nothing else. We're not going to see or hear anything else from it, I don't think. I haven't seen any suspensions yet either, just the ejections from the game, but we'll see what happens from that. But I don't know. I kind of liked it. I kind of like the fight. I love the way Tyler's playing right now. Like, dude talked about all the time. Like, if he was the guy, he would show that he's the guy. And bro's hooping. Like he's these last couple of games, he's damn near averaging a triple double. Had a triple-double the other night, and he's putting up like 27 points a game right now. So, he talked about if he was the guy, he would, he could do all the same stuff that, the Luka Doncic and them doing. I'm not putting him in that category just yet, but he's definitely playing. He's backing it up is basically what I'm saying. He's backing it up.
Got you. And I do like it too. I think I'm interested to see where Jimmy Butler lands, but I do think he's mentally out of there and he'll be out of there soon.
Yeah.
But I do my like for it was the fact that it wasn't one of those like hold me back type of fights. It was actually more of a fight, which you don't really see too much in the NBA. Like of people actually getting fired up, like people get fired up and then they'd be like, hold me back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and they don't actually want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But Anthony Weston says NBA is trying to get these ratings up by any means necessary.
Facts. Facts. So like, look, you can push them down, just don't swing on them.
Exactly.
I hear it.
Yeah.
All
right.
I'm ready. I'm ready for Jimmy to be gone too. Only thing that sucks is I feel like his trade value was plummeted. I think it's way down, and I think Pat Riley needs to stop playing. He keeps talking about, oh, Jimmy's not being traded. Like, no, trade him. Like, he needs to be traded. He wants to be traded. Let him go, but it sucks. Like he's talking about the Phoenix Suns. They don't really have any draft picks. They've given them all away for the Kevin Durant trade. So they really don't have much to offer. And honestly, like as much as I like Bradley Beal, it's just a slightly younger version of Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? So he was also very injury prone. So I don't really know yet. I don't really know kind of where I want him to go yet. The only place I can think of is really the Warriors. I think Warriors have a lot of good potential, of players that I would be okay with trading for Jimmy and maybe a pick or two or something like that. But I would love to see Jonathan Kuminga in the Miami Heat uniform. That's for sure.
That would be pretty gangster. I think the Warriors is a potential, but I think the Rockets maybe even too. They have a lot of young players and they have some draft capital. I just think for me, the Suns to mix it up again would be kind of messed up. And then the Warriors, you already have Draymond, so to mix that with with Butler, it would be, I think, dangerous because it's like if everything's going well, it'd be great. But as soon as things don't start going well, you got two attitudes that you're trying to juggle, and it's just too difficult. Sure. So we'll see though. But I definitely think something's going to happen. But the trade deadline is coming up kind of soon, right? It's before February, right? It's
it's always a couple of weeks before I want to say like a week or two before the All-Star game, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's definitely coming up, but we got to get it
February 6th. So okay.
When is it?
So February 6th.
Oh, it's like January 6th. Oh, he got to go, bro.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Yeah, no, he definitely has to go. Like I'm tired of it, and honestly, it messes with team morale, and it also messes with what Miami's trying to do. He just decides to play when he wants to. He's not even injured. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude pops in for a game and then misses 2 to 3. Pops in for a game, like. It makes it really difficult for the guys who are trying to play to have any type of real chemistry and stuff like that because he comes in and disrupts it. So I just want him out of there. And if they can't move him then just have him not play. Like don't put him in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like don't put him in the lineup.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I did hear something about Brandon Ingram potentially being on the move as like a dark horse trade thing to watch.
That'd be dope. I'd love that too. I'd love to see Brandon Ingram on Miami as well.
That's my boy, so I'm gonna support him wherever he goes. But I still feel like it's untapped potential, man. I'm like, dang.
I think Spo can get so much out of BI, bro. Like Spo would get so much out of BI, man. Like he'd have arguably his best season over there. I think under a real coach to develop some things. So I'd love it.
Anthony West says Lakers will give you Gabe Vincent back for him for sure.
But he left for the money. He gone.
Yeah. But speaking of the Lakers, something that they actually did do, they did trade D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, 3 future second-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. I like the trade. I think it's going to be pretty good. And obviously, Russell fell out of favor pretty quickly with the new coach in LA. And I think that this could help a little bit. And especially because when the Lakers play well defensively, they are successful. Like they don't need burst scoring as much. Basically the way they're constructed right now. They need people that are going to play defense and dig in. So I like the trade, but I'm interested to see what you thought of it.
Agreed. I like it. Well, I like it a lot too. I've actually really liked Shake Milton. Over the last couple of years, I think he's a real good key guy. And I think that, and then obviously Dorian Finney-Smith, same thing. two guys that can play great perimeter defense as well as knock down the 3-pointer for both of them. And Shake has actually shown, like, when he gets an increase in minutes when the bigger guys sit a couple of nights, especially like in like Philadelphia, like he's had some major games. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's big. He's going to have some big games, some big shooting nights, as well as being able to pass the ball well. So I actually really love it. And it kind of gives, D'Angelo Russell a chance to kind of like resurrect his career a little bit. I think being in LA is just a little too big for him to consistently perform. And when he does it, obviously it's his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times. So I think it's great for him to kind of get out of there too. He can go back to the Nets where they don't really have, like, their biggest guy right now has been Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas. And when Cam Thomas was out, Cam Johnson kind of took the reins, and Cam Johnson is not that guy. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be nice for them to get a point guard too. So someone who can kind of go in there and maybe possible, move the offense around and things of that nature. So I think it's great for both sides, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Over there, he can do his thing. He can handle the ball. He can shoot. He can have some big nights and not have the same type of pressure. So we'll see. Anthony Weston, though, this is what I love too. And I was trying to see, like, this probably isn't a record because everything happens sometime or another. But D'Angelo got traded to the same team from the same team twice. I think that's got to be in my recent mind. I can't really remember somebody basically circling back around that. He's been in a lot of different places, but to be traded from the Lakers to the Nets 2 different times in his career, basically like 7 years apart, is pretty crazy. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out for sure. Pun intended with the Shake Milton, though. I like it too.
Right.
That should be pretty dope. So we'll see how the Lakers do. I know that they're kind of trying to get it together, but it's been kind of tough. The other thing, really quickly, this is scary, but we're kind of tracking this one too, is the targeted burglaries for athletes. A lot of athletes are having their homes burglarized during primetime games. Joe Burrow, it happened to him during a Monday Night Football game. The other night, Luka Doncic, where it's like they know where they're gonna be. So these people are starting to target these athletes because they're like, well, we can see their schedule. Like, we know when they're out of town. We know when they're busy. It's kind of scary. And it's something that would happen to soccer players a lot overseas.
For sure.
And it's starting to happen here now more and more, especially this year. So they're trying to do a little bit more, but they're also trying to warn these athletes, like, have somebody be at the crib, have something in place. So that way when you're doing your thing, like, you can be protected on the back end. So pretty scary.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. A lot of these guys make so many millions of dollars, but you shouldn't have to spend your money on unnecessary, like, security or guard dogs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because as great as guard dogs are, like, every once in a while, they're also, you just never know with them. You know what I mean? Like, they're great around the people they're supposed to be great around, but any given notice, they might attack a family member or a kid or something like that. So it just sucks. You know what I mean? Like, they got to spend more money to hire dudes to watch their house while they're away. But I get it. Kind of has to be done.
Yeah, it is crazy. But it's like the more visibility, the more access we have to these stars, people can try to see things. They figure out where they're at. They have their different ways. But yeah, definitely gonna have to start hiring security guards and protect their stuff. But yeah, Mahomes, Kelsey, Dak Prescott's girlfriend. It's wild, but it's like, these people are visible and they see what's going on, so they be watching. So
I don't even like keeping my backpack in the car. If you got $40,000 worth of stuff in your car, that's on you.
Hey, but that could be a light day, you know what I'm saying, for some of these people, you know what I'm saying, the way they move around. But I agree with you, though. It's like I don't like to leave stuff like just laying around in the car either. But I don't think I've ever had anything.
People walk up to nice cars all the time to like get pictures and stuff. And if you got something expensive in the seat, or people are looking inside, and that's just the wrong person walks up. You know what I'm saying? So.
But the crazy thing is, for them, one bag could be $40,000. Not even inside of the bag. Not even what's inside of there. Just the bag itself. Yeah.
Bag. Yeah.
I'm like, dang. I'm like, my car ain't worth $40K. Like, you could take the whole thing and it still won't even be that much.
You feel me? You take the whole thing, it ain't worth $40,000. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Oh man. Okay. All right, we're gonna close the show by doing some predictions really quickly. We're gonna knock this out. We invite you guys to participate along the way. And real quick, again, want to say, Happy New Year to everybody. We hope everybody stays safe. and enjoys as we bring in 2025. It's insane. And also 2025 will be going on our 6th year doing this show. We started in 2019, and we just keep it rolling. So we definitely appreciate the support along the way. It definitely means a lot to us. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one up real quick. We're going to talk about the college football playoff. We're starting with, I think, Boise State and Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl is the first game tomorrow night. Who do you got for that one? Boise State versus Penn State.
I'm actually going with the upset. I think Boise wins this game. I don't know why. I still feel like our boy should have won the Heisman, and I think he's going to play like it in this game.
I like it. I could see Boise State winning this. They've had great success in the Fiesta Bowl, through the years. And Penn State, as solid of a team they are, they haven't really been tested the same way coming in out of the Big Ten with that little bit of a lighter schedule.
Yeah.
And Boise State too, traditionally they would always have some tricks up their sleeve. They would always really game plan really well because they have a little bit of a talent deficiency at times. This time they have the talent to go with it. So I like it too. I think it would be an upset as well, even though they got the bye. So I like Boise State as well. Anthony Weston says he's going with Penn State though.
Yeah. No, I mean, don't be wrong. Penn State should win. But for some reason I'm just feeling the upset here. And I remember even when Boise was in the WAC and they go undefeated every year, then they play a big school in whatever bowl game they made it to, they beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like they you know what I mean? Like they've always been a really good school, a really good program. So I'm happy that they're in a bit of a stronger conference than they've been in the past. But I don't know. I feel that this game is going to be very. I'm definitely taking Boise's spread. That's for sure. Even if they don't win, it's going to be close.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let's move over here to, I believe, the first game of the year, and it's the Peach Bowl. Sorry, the first game of the year on January 1st. We have ASU playing Texas. And I'm going to say, as much as I love the Pitchforks, man, I'm really hoping I got Texas in this game. I just feel like they're a little bit stronger up and down. And I feel like ASU, even though it's monumental that they ended up getting the bye, it might have hurt them a little bit because they had so much momentum going the last 3-4 weeks of the season and big games, big moments that that time off might end up hurting them a little bit more. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas in that one, but definitely it would be really cool to see ASU come up strong.
Agreed. I'm going with Texas as well. But yeah, man, I don't know why. I know why, but it would be dope if they could get the dub, but Texas for sure.
Yeah. And Anthony West is going with the hook and horns on that one. He did say sorry about OU. Let's not even talk about that one.
I knew they were going to lose. Yeah, I knew they were going to lose.
That was rough.
Coach got to go, though. If I see anything, I want to see the coach fired. He got to go.
True. That's 3 losing seasons, or whatever, in 4 years or something like that.
OU's too big of a program to be losing like this, regardless of conference. They're just too big of a program to be losing like this.
Yeah. Pop says he's got Texas in this one. ASU's wide receiver is not playing.
Oh, dang.
Which is sad.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts them a lot.
Because it's this is the biggest time for the program, in a long time. So, all right. Next up, we got the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. Ohio State at Oregon. This is actually a rematch from the regular season. Ohio State gave Oregon the most problems as anyone on their schedule. Who do you got in this one?
I got Oregon. Oregon's actually the underdog in this one, which is crazy to me. They're considered the underdog. So I'm going Oregon again. I think they beat them again.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going Oregon too. I feel like they have their number. Ohio State is a great team. We saw what they did to Tennessee, which we were surprised by. But at the same time, when it comes to Oregon, Oregon just has the speed, the athleticism. Yep. They're just built a little bit differently. And I love Dan Lanning. He's just a great coach there. He went there, and it took him literally 2 years to turn everything around, use those resources to get the players that he needed. And they're going to be a tough one. They're the number 1 seed for a reason, the only undefeated team in major college football. So I got to go with Oregon in that one as well.
Yep.
Now moving over to Notre Dame versus Georgia. Who do you like in this one?
Obviously, I'm going with Georgia. I don't know. the Notre Dame defense obviously has been phenomenal, and I think these like the last couple of games for Georgia had me a little bit worried, especially from like the quarterback position. But I just feel like they're just too big of a school. You know what I mean? Like they're too big of a program. They just have the better players. They have the better coach. Even if this game is close, Georgia's going to pull it out. But if they play the way they should play, they should run over Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way. I mean, Notre Dame, they're good, but they've had different flashes of inconsistency, but their defense is definitely good. I think it really depends on how Gunnar Stockton comes out and plays, being the backup quarterback, but now knowing that he is the guy through the rest of this run. We want to say thank you to Carson Beck, damn good dog, but he did declare for the draft. He did go ahead and have surgery on his arm. I wish him the best. I know his stock will likely fall because he didn't have the season he expected to, and having the injury. But I think he's going to be fine, and I think he might even end up being a steal and a really solid backup quarterback. Maybe get a shot, maybe like a Drew Lock kind of guy, where you can come into a system, throw the ball around. He definitely can process things in the offense and go through reads. So you never know. I'm really hoping for that one.
Yeah, I think because of NIL deals, if I'm him, I almost come back. You know what I mean?
I know. He already declared, though, so he's done.
Yeah, for sure.
Apparently, he got an offer. Of the rumor is he got a multi-million-dollar offer from Miami to go there and be their quarterback for next year, but wasn't feeling it. And I don't know if it's just I don't know. Maybe he just made his money already. He did really well at Georgia, so maybe he's just like, let me just move on. Let me just go ahead and move forward. I don't know.
For sure.
We'll see. Anthony West said, this one is tough. Is Georgia's quarterback good? He says dogs in a close one. And that's the thing. Georgia's quarterback is good. But what I think that they didn't show in the second half of the Texas game is how good of a runner he can be, because they're going to have this whole time to design more runs around him, to design more like quarterback power and different things like that, where you're going to have like an extra blocker. And that's why I think Georgia's going to come out and just like physically just be like, all right, we're just going to, like you said earlier, we're just going to run over y'all. And then slowly work him in and build his confidence and let him throw the ball, because he can throw the ball too. And he was a really good dual threat. It's just he doesn't have as much experience because he's just a young kid. He's only played in like 4 games this year, and they were all like at the end of blowouts. Right. So we'll see. But, man, he has stepped up on that big stage, that first one, and he didn't even blink, run into the goal line, got his head knocked off and all that, and still held onto the ball. So I think he's going to be okay in this one. And I think that they've had the time to kind of prep him and get him ready. So we'll see. Pop says we can't lose to Catholic high school girls, so hopefully that's not the case. But I think it's going to be a really close. I think it's going to be a really good game and potentially close until late. I think though the Notre Dame's going to have a few things ready, but in the end, Georgia's power and strength will just lean on them and get it done. Especially because Kirby is a big game coach. Like
for sure,
he knows what to do. They have that experience, so
he's going to have them prepared for sure.
He said, do they not pay for the 5 stars anymore, or is Beck and him 5-star quarterbacks? So Beck was, Gunnar Stockton wasn't. But the thing is, Georgia does try. They were trying to get the kid that ended up in Nebraska, Dylan Raiola. They had him committed. He decommitted. They pay, but the problem is, especially in this NIL world, is that quarterbacks don't sit. So if they're like, it's hard to have the depth. If you have a number 1 guy, you probably don't have depth behind him because they're going to try to find somewhere else. Just like our guy last year who was going to be the next up, he went to Kentucky and took a couple $1 million to go play there. Like, I feel like the NIL has made it very hard to have depth in your program, because why am I going to sit here when I can go make a couple million somewhere else and have a chance to start and build my name? When as before, people would like, okay, I can only transfer once, or I have to sit out a year if I transfer. So I'm going to stay. I'm going to wait my turn. I'm going to get ready and then hope that when it comes my chance, I got my shot. But It's weird though anymore. So, but Stockton, I think, is going to be really good though. And I think that it's almost like he was going to be ready. But now this has just forced him into the spotlight, and we'll see how he handles it. But he's the guy for the foreseeable future. So that's what's up. I'm excited about this bracket though. And I'm excited about these games and hoping that they are a lot better than the first round games, because the first round all have blowouts. These are all, neutral site bowls that should be really, really dope. So,
for sure.
That's what's up. All right. Let's hop back into this one. And we're just going to do this really quick rapid fire. Again, we're just going to just make our picks and kind of go, but we'll only talk about it a little bit more when we do have some playoff implications. But we're gonna run through our NFL picks again, and then we're gonna piece out of here. So here we go. Starting on Saturday, Browns at Ravens. The Ravens clinch the AFC North with a win or a Pittsburgh loss. Who you got in this one?
I got the Ravens in this one. I mean, the Browns they're really bad. They're not to the third string quarterback, but like you said, it's for the North. Yeah, I mean, win and it's guaranteed. Don't leave it to Pittsburgh to lose.
I agree. I got the Ravens in this one. They should be just fine. Next up, also on Saturday, the Bengals at the Steelers. The Bengals clinch with a win, and Denver and Miami losses. Steelers obviously clinched the AFC North with a win and a Baltimore loss, but the Ravens game is first, so by this time, Pittsburgh might know whether they have a chance to win or not. Who do you got in this one?
I got the Bengals, man. I think Bengals are really hoping that they can win and get, hopefully Denver loses, and Miami has to lose too. Steelers have fallen off. I think they started out really, really strong, got a lot of hype, but they really fallen off these last couple of weeks. So I'm going to Bengals.
I agree. I got the Bengals because they can have the offense to win a shootout, and if their defense does anything, if they get one turnover, if they get 2 stops, that's usually enough for their offense to do what they got to do. Yeah. And I think that the Steelers will already know that they're not going to win the AFC North, so they'll take it easy on that one. So I got the Bengals as well. Anthony Weston says Steelers because they need some momentum. We'll see. They definitely do. Next up, Panthers at Falcons. The Falcons clinched the NFC South with a win and a Tampa Bay loss. If they lose, they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are going to win this game. I don't think the Panthers are. I think the rookie has actually played pretty well. The Washington game was tough because Washington did exactly what they wanted to do to keep him off the field. They ran that ball a lot, but I think Falcons win.
I got the Falcons in this one as well. Even though I don't ultimately think that they'll win the NFC South, I definitely think that they'll handle their business.
True.
Going forward. Next up, Texans at Titans.
I think Texans have to win this game. I don't know if there's any guarantees, but they've been really sluggish as well. But they need to, kind of like Andy said, momentum. They need some momentum going to the playoffs. They need it bad.
I agree. They got beat down on Christmas Day. A Texas-sized whoop-ass. They need to do something in this game, and the Titans are inferior and not meeting the playoffs, so the Texans need to get a little something rolling, so I agree with that. Next up, Giants at Eagles.
Eagles aren't really playing for anything, I don't think. Right? They're not playing for the division. Nope. They can't win the conference. They can't win number 1 seed. They've already locked down the division, so I will say this though, Saquon wraps up the record in the first half. He gets 100 yards in the first half, I think. 101 yards to be exact. But somehow Giants win this game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Giants as well. I think that the Eagles saw that, if Kenny Pickett gets hurt, especially with Jalen Hurts already questionable with the head injury, that they don't have much behind them. So I think that they're going to be easy, chill, don't want to get anybody hurt. I think the Giants end up winning that game. But I agree, like you said, and like Anthony Weston said, Saquon will get the record. So that'll be their victory, basically.
Exactly.
Jaguars at Colts.
I don't know. Colts lost them. I think they're done now. I don't really know how it works, but yeah, I'm going to go with I think the Jaguars get – no, I'm sorry, Colts. Colts are going to win. Jaguars don't want to give – they don't need a quarterback, but why drop lower? You know what I'm saying? So I think Colts win this game.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the Colts as well will win this game, almost like redemption for last week, even though that's what they should have done. Anthony Weston says the Colts are checked out. I agree that they did look checked out. I think this will be like their last little thing, like to show that they're sort of professional before they go on their vacation. So
yeah,
I'll go with the Colts at home. Commanders at Cowboys.
Commanders are already in too, I think, right? They clinched with yesterday's win. So I don't know. I think Cowboys win. I think they don't want to go out completely on a bad year, but I think Cowboys get this dub.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys as well, only because they have the Commanders' number for whatever reason, and then it's at home, and they'll be playing for a lot more because they want to end on a better note. So exactly. I'm going with the Cowboys in a close one. Next up, Bears at Packers.
I keep talking about how the Bears were going to win a game this year, to end it, but they're not. They're not, bro. Packers, Packers kind of got beat up this past weekend. You know what I'm saying? They came back, but that first half was awful. And the same thing. They're going to want to win this game for momentum going into the playoffs. Got to get that offense back going again. And Bears just got to figure out what they're going to do for next season.
Yeah, I agree. I think I got the Packers in this one as well, but it is sad. It's tough on the Bears. They're 4-12, but they're in a division where they had 3 10-win teams in their division ahead of them. So it's
Yeah.
hard to do well when you got, the Vikings, Lions, and the Packers, three of the best records in the NFC in your same conference. So
I will say this too, really quick. I think the Bears owe our boy Justin Fields an apology. That bro, Justin Fields, I think won more games with the same amount of games as Caleb
Williams,
Williams did.
yeah,
He hasn't played a game since week 6. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he did it without the weapons and all that kind of fun stuff. So obviously it's a lot harder, but I think the biggest problem is the franchise, you know what I'm saying, than it is to say Caleb Williams. But I really think Caleb Williams has a much more successful year. Obviously, he's not a rookie. If they would have just got him the weapons that they did for Caleb Williams, so they owe that man an apology.
I agree. They definitely do. All right, Saints at Buccaneers. The Buccaneers clinched NFC South with a win or an Atlanta loss.
Oh, for sure. Buccaneers win, and they win it for the division.
I agree. Bucks on this one, and I'm hoping Mike Evans. I think he needs too many yards. So I don't
think he's
know.
close, bro. I think he's close.
I hope he gets it because that's one of my favorite records that's been going on. So let me see really quickly. Actually, I'm sorry about this.
No, you're good. I wanted to check it too. I think he's close enough. He beat the Panthers down pretty good.
Let's see. He's at 900. Wait, no. What is he at? He's at 915. So he only needs 85. He's got it.
Yeah. Against the Saints, no Lattimore, who is his like arch enemy. He got it.
yeah. So that's what's up. 915. Yeah, he only needs 85. That's what I'm biggest rooting for him to continue that 1K streak. Yeah. Next up, Bills at Patriots.
I think Patriots win. They're gonna win one last. Well, no, I'm not. They're not gonna win because if the Bills lose, unless Josh Allen sits, he wants that MVP, and he can't do it with a loss to the Patriots. Especially since they played them, since they damn near got beat by them a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, Bills, they have to win this game.
It is so interesting. That's what makes the final week of the season so hard to pick because half the teams are playing for nothing. Some of the guys got motivation. A lot of players are trying to get some incentives out of their contract. Yeah. But I know I kind of wanted to pick the Patriots as well, too. But I think I am going to go with the Bills to finish off strong. And they had a great year, honestly. Next up, Chargers at Raiders. This is another one where it's like, what do you do here?
Yeah, Chargers really aren't playing for anything, but I'm hoping, if anything, that the Chargers at least play their starters for at least the first half, so they don't go out too cold. But I think Raiders get the dub. I think Antonio Pierce is really playing for his contract. I think they're still trying to figure out what they do and do not have. And I'd love to see your boy in the tight end to Brock Bowers to kind of finish strong. So. I didn't finish strong. Like, he's had an amazing season so far. So I think the Raiders actually win this game.
Yeah, I can see the Raiders. I don't know. This one's a 50-50 for me, but I think so too. I think I could see the Raiders winning it. And like you said, the Chargers will kind of ease off, and especially if it's like there's nothing to play for down the stretch. Like you said, maybe the first half. But I want to give a big shout out to both Brock Bowers. He did break the NFL rookie tight end records. And also he broke the record for rookie receiving yards.
Yeah.
So he went over 1,000 receiving yards and over 100 catches. And then Ladd McConkey on the Chargers, he went over 1,000 yards too. So that's two great Georgia receivers, it's receiver and tight end that they're definitely missing this year. But they both came in and balled out. So that's what.
Ladd McConkey about to be the next Cooper Kupp. He's nasty.
He's really nice. Yeah.
He's nice.
He create that separation. All right. 49ers at Cardinals.
This game means nothing for neither team, but Cardinals just for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals as well. At home, they have been out of it for a little bit longer. The 49ers are still trying to get healthy, so I'm going with the Cardinals in this one, but I think this is another close one. It's a weird one. Now, Chiefs and Broncos. The Broncos clinched a playoff berth with a win.
Yeah, I think same thing. Chiefs will play a quarter and a half or something like that, maybe in the entire first half. But realistically, I also believe that the Chiefs do not want to see the Bengals for any reason in the playoffs. Regardless of what happens, so Broncos win this game. They want Broncos to win this game, so they'll let them win. Broncos get in with the dub.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling like too. I think that the Chiefs, they might play the first quarter, they might not play at all, and they're used to resting and getting the momentum. So they're looking at like, hey, we have 2 weeks off in a row. I think that they're going to take advantage of that, and I think the Broncos come out and win this game. So we'll see. Patrick, Kelsey, and Hopkins are not playing.
Yeah,
as Anthony Weston reminded us. So
yeah. I wasn't sure if they were playing at all or playing half, but I figured they weren't going to play the whole game. That's for damn sure. So yeah, they want Broncos in.
Yeah. Seahawks at Rams.
Have Rams locked up the division?
Yes, I think they did. They're clinched, I think, from last week.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. But yeah, I think they still got to play this game. They still don't want to go in cold. So I think Rams win. I think Rams win this game too.
Wait, let me double check. No, I think they need this game.
Okay.
They need this game to do the NFC West. Wait, is that right? I don't know. I thought we looked at all the playoff scenarios, and we don't have this one listed.
And Rams won last week, so
yeah, actually, no. The Commanders win secures NFC West title for Rams. So yeah, so the Rams did clinch.
Okay.
I
still think they're though. I think the Seahawks are kind of I don't know. I feel like they're like mentally, they're just like, dang, like we had a chance and we lost it. So I think they're going to be like kind of down in the dumps, down and out type deal. And it's just going to be in that final game. I'm not going to be able to get anything right. And I think the Seahawks are going to have to figure out too what they want to do, because I think it was nice when Geno Smith had that first good year when Russell Wilson left. But I don't think it's really panned out the way they've liked it to, unfortunately. So I think they might be looking at a quarterback, if not in this draft, definitely the 2026 one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think that they will. But yeah, they did clinch it on the strength of schedule victory. So somehow the Commanders beating the Falcons helped them clinch it. So, but I still think that they're going to win and go into the playoffs on a little bit of a high there. Now, Dolphins, they can clinch with a win and a Denver loss. The Dolphins at the Jets.
Somehow they're going to lose this game. It's just going to be right for the Jets to somehow win the game. They're so horrible, though. Like nothing has made my heart warmer than seeing the Jets just completely underperform this year, bro. Like, and then what cracks me up too is like listening to Aaron Rodgers say like, "I'll take less money to make." I'm like, what are you talking about? This team, like, there are quarterbacks who would kill for the weapons you have. Like, what are you taking less money for, bro? Like, so like that whole statement cracked me up, bro. Like, you suck. You're just not that guy anymore. Like, you don't have it in you. You looked bad. Wasn't necessarily just the Jets. Like, Aaron Rodgers looked bad all year. And somehow, though, they're going to win this game, and somehow the Dolphins are going to get in.
I think the Dolphins win. I mean, I agree with you, though. That would be the most, like, fitting into the season is for them to win when it doesn't matter. But I do think the Dolphins win, but I think that Denver wins, too, so the Dolphins still miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, though. That'll be a good one. And then this last one, the Vikings at the Lions, the winner of this takes the NFC number one seed in the NFC conference and gets that first round bye week. Who do you got in this one?
Man, I really want to look to kind of see like who's like the final, like who they play if they had the bye week, or who they play if they got the number 2 seed type deal. You know what I mean? Because like that stuff matters. You know what I'm saying? Like who would you rather play type stuff. But I don't know, for some reason I got the Vikings in this one. I think the Vikings are going to take it. And then they're going to be out after their bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they make it after the bye week, but they've had a successful season. I think Sam Darnold is the comeback player of the year. He should win that easily, in my opinion. I can't think of anybody else who's up there with him so far. Baker, maybe, but like he hasn't had the record. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
And it's not even like Sam Darnold has just been like maintaining these games. Like bro's been winning them. He's played so well this year. So happy for him, man. And but I think the Vikings win this one. I think they split because Lions barely beat them last time they played.
Yeah. Sorry, I agree. I think I was thinking the Vikings too. I think it'll be an upset, but I think that this is their Super Bowl. I think they pour everything into this, and like you said, they might very well lose coming off the bye week, but they're going to pour everything into making this happen this year. They've been looking up at the Lions all year. Now they have a chance to win and secure that spot. So I like the Vikings in this one in a little bit of an upset. So
same.
There's our picks, but I think it's going to be a lot of madness in Week 18. But we have talked through the playoff, the playoff scenarios and stuff like that. And I think that's a legit way to kind of end the year. We know that football is kind of our favorite thing, and we always like to kind of send that off right. So appreciate everybody hanging in there with us, making their picks along the way. That was super dope. And I do want to thank Pops for his comment earlier. He said, congratulations on the success. Happy New Year. And he said, can't wait for 300. It's going to be coming up pretty soon. So we're going to have to get it together, make some plans, and go out with a bang on that one. So that's what's up. But I think we'll end it right there. Strizzy, you have anything else you want to mention real quick before we sign off?
Man, just, be safe out there. Obviously, there's a lot of, I think we've gotten to the age where we're just kind of chilling for New Year's, but, if you got to go out for any reason, just be careful. There's a lot of crazies out there, but enjoy the time with your loved ones as the holidays are almost over. And, Happy New Year's to all the Slackers out there. Happy New Year's to you, my brother, and your family as well. And I'm looking so forward to 2025, man. Just so many goals, especially YouTube oriented, and I'm just looking forward to us being closer and closer to benefit these 9 to 5s, bro. So
exactly,
you know what it is.
Exactly. Yep. That's the same. A lot of things that we continue to build towards and we continue to make progress on. And I just see 2025 as another year of opportunity for us. So we keep getting bigger and better, and we keep learning as we age. We're aging like fine wine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we're making it happen. So that's what's up, man. And yes, again, be safe out there. We love everybody. We appreciate your support all year, and we'll see you next year.
Facts.
But for now, it's your boy A-Dub
and your boy Strizzy.
Peace.